Ma'am, can you hear me?
Sir, I am here.
Uh, Madam Smith,
Here, I'm in.
welcome to the second link. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
we can see your presentation. So, ma'am, you can go on.
Yeah, students are all there.
Yes, inshallah, we have 13 students. So, you can go on.
Okay, fine. So, I think few of you have already told me in the chat box about Python. Can you quickly tell me, anybody knows any of the programming language other than Python? Either C, C++, Java, right? So can you please mention in the chat box if you know any programming language? And you also can mention if you don't know any other language. That is also fine. Okay, good. Sahil. Yes, very good. Anybody else? And who don't know, you can just put me that also. So that if you don't know any of the languages, then also you can put yes, PHP, fine.
I know, teacher, the HTML, JavaScript.
Okay, good. Web programming, you know, basically.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Fine.
I'm
Okay.
a little familiar to PHP.
Uh-huh.
I am working now on this program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Python? You're
Python,
working
yes.
for Python?
Yes.
Fine, fine. Okay. So till where have you reached in Python? You started with the coding, programming?
Now I'm starting in this program.
Okay. Fine, I'll start now. So you can see here Python, in bracket I have written 0 to hero, right? So what is the meaning of 0 to hero? I'll tell you in the end. If any of the participants remember in the end, you can just ask me what is this 0 to hero. Meanwhile, Python is a general purpose. What do you mean by general purpose? What is the meaning of general purpose? Python can be used for multiple purpose. That is why it is called as general purpose here in the definition. Yeah, it's used everywhere. Shams is messaged. Fine. Next, high level programming language. That means what? Multiple purpose means what? It can be if you want to develop a data science application, or you want to make use of machine learning, you want to make use of web application, you want to develop desktop applications, then in the different sections it can be used. That is called as general purpose. Now, what is this high level programming language? Have you heard about machine language, assembly language, right? Those languages are called as low level languages, which will not be understandable by the programmer easily, or it is not human understandable language. Okay, those are called as low level languages. So on the other hand, we have high level language or high level programming languages, which is easily understandable by the programmer or human being. Say, for example, you have C programming, it's a high level programming language. We have C++, we have Python, we have Java. So all this belongs to high-level programming languages. So all these high-level programming languages are easily understandable by the human. So Python can also be used for in artificial intelligence. We can also use for machine learning. That is why it is called as general purpose, and it is called as, because it is understood by human easily, it is called as high-level programming language. So it is like how C was foundation earlier, right? Now C we are not saying much, but it is a foundation of all the languages. So if you want to learn C++, C will be your basic language. But yes, C++ also you can learn independently. There is no issues. But if you learn C, C++ will become easier. If you learn C++, Java will become easier, right? So these are the steps. But what is the foundation? C is the foundation. Now, similarly, same way, Python is your foundation for all the other languages, such as R programming, machine learning, artificial intelligence, right? So when you know the basic of Python, I'm not telling that you have to learn Python. No. Okay. So if you learn Python, all the other languages, what you're using it, you can relate with it and it becomes easier. Fine. Now, next thing, we should also know the famous person who developed this Python. So if you don't take his name, I think because billions of job opportunities are created with for the Python. And it is that we have to take his name, not that thanking him. We just take his name. His name is Guido van Rossum. Okay. So the person who invented this Python, or we can also call the father of Python, who introduced this language for the whole world. Fine. So in the 1989, it was introduced in National Research Institute in the Netherlands, but officially it was made available on 20th February 1991. So you can say official date of birth of the Python was February 20th, 1991. So you should now, if you are thinking that Python, he gave name because he saw snake, right? Initially when you hear Python, you'll think about snake only, right? You'll think that Python is a snake. But there is a different story of Guido. He says that he was actually reading or he was watching. There is a very famous comedy show which is called as The Complete Monty Python's Flying Circus, which was broadcasted in the BBC in 1969 to 1974. Okay, so he used to watch and he used to read his books, and he want to choose one fancy name from this only. So he took this name as Python. Okay, so similarly, you can see that Java is a flavor of coffee. So that's why you have the logo. The Python logo is here. You can see here the Python logo. It's like a snake only, right? So this part of this logo was appearing in this serial also. If you want, you can just have a look. Then for the Java also, for the Hadoop also. So it's all the name which is given, and there is a story behind it. And if you want to see him, who is this Guido? So this is the person who is a Guido van Rossum. So he's earlier worked with the Google also. Now he's retired. He's taking rest, I think. So why we keep generally that name? If you're a fan of something, so I'm fan of the show, and if you want to select something, you are selecting the name from this. Fine. Next, we'll move on to the C versus Python. I've compared only C and Python here. C, if you know, you will be knowing that you have a structured programming language. Python is nothing but multi-paradigm. That means it can be object-oriented, it can be procedural-oriented, it can be functional programming. So all it supports, that is why it is called as multi-paradigm. Now, C is compiled language. The complete source code is converted into machine language. Now, Python on the other side is an interpret-based language. It interprets, read, or codes it's line by line. The C is faster, Python is slower because it is an interpreter. Now, C program syntax is harder than Python. If you know C, then you will know the difficulty of the syntax to remember. You need to have semicolon in the end. You need to have flower bracket after main, right? So those syntax. So the Python programs are, on the other hand, very easy to learn, write and read. So testing and debugging is harder in C. Testing and debugging becomes easier because the code length will be very small. Now, one example I have given here, you just can see if I have to declare a variable called as A, then I have to declare that using the data type, that is int A, then A is equal to 10. In Python, there is no need to declare anything. Directly, I can write it as A is equal to 10. And the interpreter already understands that it is of type integer. There are one more example which is given. Just see this example, then we will go on to hands-on session. So C's free form of language means you can write statements anywhere on the line. Okay, so you can write in one line completely, or you can write, you can put it in the next line. But here it is not like that. If I'm going to give here space, it will work. But in the Python, if I give space, it will not work. That means there is an indentation problem. Okay, and similarly in the if statement, if you give or you don't give space, it will work. But in Python, you have to give space. Okay, so here for every variable, you need to store with the data type int A is equal to 10, float B is equal to 50. In Python, same variable can be used for different data values. I have here A is storing integer, A can store the floating number, A can also store the string type. Fine. So now coming to the applications of the data science, we have plenty of applications, but few I have mentioned here. Basically, this is used in the healthcare. It's used in the e-commerce. E-commerce is, healthcare is for the medical purpose. It is in the e-commerce where you have shoppings, right? So data science as conversational agents. It's in the manufacture. It is in the transport. Transport basically when you want your car to be self-drive. Okay, you don't want any driver. So in that way, data science is also used. Automating digital ad placement. So automatically you are placing an ad into some of the movies. So we are not, creating it, automatically you're placing it. So we also called in one, I say that data science is the fuel of 21st century. So we are living in a 21st century. It is a fuel of 21st century. Now, some of the very, very important or fascinating Python applications also we'll see. So one application is artificial intelligence and machine learning. When you're learning with Python, we can use this Python for game development, language development, scientific and numeric applications, desktop GUI, okay, enterprise level business applications. Basically, this is for education program and training courses, enterprise level and the business application. So you can see that it is a collaborative of all the disciplines, right? It can be used. So now, any girls are there in the participants? Females are there in the participants for the students. So for them, I prefer that this data science, when you're doing data science with Python, it has lot of weightage. What you can do is you can sit in your house, you work on it. Okay, so there is no need to travel. Nowadays in the companies also they have told we are getting a better result when you're working from home because of COVID. All of us were working from home, right? So they are planning to give everything from work now. Sorry, it's from home only. Okay, so most of the majority of the work will be given as work from home only because they have seen the results. It has improved the twice the rate how they used to travel to the company and do it. Okay, now let's move on to the practical hands-on session. And then I'll come back and tell you what is the demand in the market. You're able to see the Are you able to see this?
Yes, ma'am, we can see it.
Yes, we can see.
You're able to see Turbo C?
Yes,
Yes,
we can see
ma'am.
the screen.
Yeah, fine. See, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just execute few of the simple programs and then compare it with Python, right?
Yes,
A very simple program. If you know hello world, how to print hello world, you're able to see this, I think now. Right? I'm going to write a program for hello world. Okay, just to print the hello world in my C programming. Is this the program? Those who are aware, I think you will be knowing. You have to save the program and you save the program with hello.c. I say okay. And then I have to compile and check if there are any errors. No, there are no errors, but there are warnings. The warning says that it has to return something. So I can just directly put here void main. So again, I compile and check, right? And then I run. So when I run on the screen, it shows, but it is not printing again because I have not given get ch. Otherwise, I can see the output like Alt F5. Fine, you can see here the output, but because I have not given get ch, it is not going. Now, there is one more problem now. If I give Control F9, it will be printed twice here. You're able to see?
Yes, ma'am, we can see it.
You're able to see the output also, right? So now if I want to clear it, I write here, clear screen. Now I give Control F9. Okay, so just see that, see the time, how much it is taking. Just to print the hello world. Fine. It is printing hello world. I'm not telling that it is not printing. It is printing, you're getting the result. Now, similarly, if I want to change this program, now, even if I want to use different programs also, I need to have the header files also, which says hash include stdio.h, right? So I have to save this, F2, then Control F9, I execute it. Fine. Now, similarly, if I have to change this to C++ program, what I have to change? I have to change, let me just keep this as it is. Take it new. In this only shall I change and show? Yeah, I'll change it here. See the time, how much I'm taking to write the program in C++ and C programming. Okay, this is the hello world. I think one more error will be there because I have not included one directory which I'm using clear screen and get ch hash include onio.h. See, the purpose of writing hello world, what is the error here? Okay. From the participants, you also can tell because you're all aware of this programming language. iostream.h. Huh? See out. Compile it. Error directive. Must use C++. Yeah. Why it is error? Can anybody judge and tell me? Because I have stored it with extension C. I have to save this file That's why I was taking new file, save as with hello.cpp, right? So now I give control F9 and this is executing. So I think 5 minutes I have taken, or maybe 3 minutes I have taken to execute this. So I already had the typed program. I would have just pasted and showed you, but I didn't do because I wanted to tell you the time, how much it is taking. And the same thing I'm going to execute with the Python now. Okay, I think you're able to see the Python screen now. Python ideal.
Yeah, we can see that. Madam, I have just found out, in case if you give a header file to a C, we can have the same result as we don't have the header file. Then what is the difference between execution of header file or in execution without a header file?
No, I'm not getting you. What? Can you repeat? Header
Madam, I'm
file?
just asking that without giving header file to the C, if we execute it, we will get the result. In
Yes.
case if we give the header file as a stream.h, even we will give the same result. So what will be the difference if we don't put the header file?
See, header file, if you're not including for 1 or 2 printf or scanf statements, it will work fine. But when you have too many printf and scanf statements in your program, then it will definitely ask for the header file. So header file, is it clear?
I just wanted to clear that for all the students.
Okay. And you give iostream.h for C++ programming. And you give C as for stdio.h for C programming. Fine. So those who are new to the C programming, they have seen how I have written the hello world to print the hello world program. Very first program, everybody does that. Now similarly, I will execute it. This is a Python screen. Okay. So, and I want to print the hello world now. So what I will do is, you can see the time, how much I'm taking. See here, your hello world is printed. Isn't it easy?
Yeah, so much it is.
Yeah. See. Yeah. How you're going to print it? Just print hello world. It is just like talking to you. I'm telling you print, you have printed it. Now, similarly, when I take this program, and if you're a new user, there are many students who are new to it. Okay, there might be few students who don't know C programming. And you will ask me, or C++ programming, you will not ask me what is all these things. First, you will ask me what is this hash, what is this IO stream. So just to print one line, I have to explain all these things. Even then you will do mistakes, right? How? I'll show you some of the mistakes I'll do and show it to you here. Now, I am not used to write the semicolon. I am not used to write semicolon over here. Okay, I don't want to write this closing bracket. Now you see how many errors you will have. I'll execute it. So you will have statement missing, semicolon, and that too you have two in two different places, but it is showing only one, and then compound statement missing. Though I add here, okay, it is telling to add semicolon, I will add it. It is telling me to add bracket, I will add it. Again I give, I have here. Again it displays over here only. So you should understand, you should always see the previous places also, which becomes very difficult for a beginner to understand how this programming language goes. Okay, that is why Python has become so simple. I think you have seen now how simple it is. Okay, now you saw just not in 30 seconds I have wrote this program, right? Not more than 30 seconds that I have printed the hello world in the Python. Now similarly, we will take some more examples. See, I am typing and showing you to see the complexity of the earlier programming languages. and to show how simple the Python programming is. Fine. Now I have something to print. I have to print this. I have printed. Now I want to add two numbers using C programming. Right? I will add two numbers using the C programming. I'll take a new file, and I hope you're all understanding. Just give me a minute. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I'll call you back, ma'am. Ma'am, I'll call you back 2 minutes. Hmm. Hmm. We didn't collect. We have paid it through. Students, 1 minute. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, registration fee.
Ma'am, you're muted.
Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry.
No problem, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll see one simple program. We have seen one simple program which is an to display. So we'll see one more program. We'll have hash include. One of you had doubt. I'll clarify that doubt also. Even without writing the header file, it should work. Right? That also I'll show you. Now I am writing this program to add two numbers. One comment also I will add here. So people who are new can understand. This is a comment to tell that this program is for two numbers. Fine. See how complicated all things are. How much time? One of you just note the timings of addition of two numbers. Int a is equal to 10. B is equal to 20. Yeah, I can put this in a simple way also. I should sum is equal to a plus b. Fine, I'll save this file. Save with add.c because it is a C programming. Okay. So now I will execute this. Control F9. This will work without errors. So the previous output also it is displaying hello world because I have not given clear screen. So sum of two numbers is 30. I think 10 and 20 I had taken. So I want to clear up this. So CLRSCR. Okay. Or you can also directly write here 10 plus 20 and then also add. See the number of lines of code which we have written here. This whole same thing for the C++ also. The header file changes. The printf statement changes here. Fine. Now let us go back to the Python programming and check to add two numbers, what do we use? We have here 10 plus 20. See the output? Are you getting? You saw the difference, how different, how complex the other programming languages is? You can
Yes,
see
ma'am.
how simple the Python programming is. Even if you want to write with the variable. Now, I want to have a is equal to 10. I'll write a is equal to 10. This even semicolon is not required because I'm used to it. I'm giving it. And print of a. It will print what is there in a value. Fine. Shall I take up some more examples? You're finding it interesting, then I'll continue. Otherwise, we'll stop. If you have Python installed in your systems, you can also try along with me. Okay, few more I will tell you. A is equal to 10 is already there. I'll say B is equal to 30. Print of A plus B. So you're getting the answer. Similarly, you can also make use of a division operator. Okay, so you can just write here, if you want to find modulus, A divided by B, 2 slash will give you the quotient. The quotient is 0. You want to find the remainder of it, you give a modulus symbol. So here, so you need not write, declare, directly you write the numbers, you will get the output. You need not declare that it is of type integer. But yes, of course, you want to know what is the type of class it is. Now, I say type A. What is the type? So it will print there class. This A is of type integer. Are you getting? Now, you can also have print. No, not print. C is equal to hello world. So you given single quotes or double quotes, it will just take print C, it will printing hello world. Now I want to see what is the type of this. It should print string, right? So type C. So C is of type string. You can see. Fine. Next, I'll be executing. Now suppose if you have conditional statements. So conditional statements, if you want to execute, so you see how difficult it is here. Now I want to check new file. I'll take. I want to check if statements work, conditional statement works. Main or main, anything is fine. I have value A is equal to 10, comma B is equal to 10 as well. Okay, I want to check if A is equal to B. Then print, not print, sorry, print it will not work here. You have to give A and B are equal. Get? Okay, close this, close this. Fine, I'll execute this, control F9. What is the error? Printf should have a prototype. I will save it this file with, because the extension is not correct, check .c. Now I have here control F9. So this will compile properly. Then I don't have here You see the complexity. I just see, it's not that the programs are not written. Already it is written. It is already compiled, error free and executing. But I want to show you if you are a new user. Okay. So I myself, I have executed so many times. I'm, finding it okay here or there, right? So you can see how confusing sometimes it is. So to just show you the importance of not getting confused, I'm executing this also, I'm executing the Python also. Otherwise, I would have simply showed you the simplicity. But people who don't know about C programming will not understand. So now you see Control F9. Yeah, see, this is the previous outputs also are getting printed. You can see A and B are equal because so many times we have executed. So when you give here, you have to give clear screen here only. So you can see A and B are equal. So if at all, if this is not equal, if you have to press else, again you give here, even with in simple statement, it will work without it, but this is the syntax. A and B are not equal. Fine. So I'll change it to 20. So definitely your answer should be A and B are not equal. What is the error? Compound statement missing. Yeah, because I have opened the else statement and I have not end the bracket. Fine. So next is Control F9. See, A and B are not equal because this module A is equal to B is not true, so it is executing the else part. So you can see here the code, right? Now, similar thing, same thing, I'm going to execute that in Python. Clear this. Not working. Okay, I'll open a new file. Okay, I've opened a new file here. Now I want to check 5 is equal to 5. But when you have a file, you have to save this file. Oh, again, we have crossed 40 minutes. Huh? Okay. Okay. If you want to execute this, just you have to run this. Before running this, you have to save this file